Here's what to do if a woman comes back after she left you. Modern Stoic. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. Osho. Have you ever wondered why, after leaving you, she suddenly remembers how much she misses you? Why does the woman who once insisted she needed space suddenly show up at your doorstep? Let's be honest, this is a scenario most men never anticipate, and when it happens, most don't know how to handle it. Today, we're diving into a crucial topic: how to react when a woman returns after walking away. Trust me, many of them do. But here's the real question: will you be the same man she left behind? Or will you be someone she can't quite figure out anymore? When a woman walks away from a relationship, something changes not just within her, but also within you. It doesn't matter how the breakup happened. Whether it was dramatic, silent, or confusing, her return isn't always driven by love. Sometimes it's fueled by curiosity, ego, or a test to see if you've truly changed, or if you're still the same man who let her walk all over him before. Too often, men make the mistake of treating her return like a grand re-entry. They confuse her coming back for genuine effort when, in reality, it could simply be boredom or guilt. The key here isn't about welcoming her back with open arms. It's about responding with strength and confidence, not desperation. If you let her set the tone, you're already playing catch-up. This video isn't just about how to let her back in. It's about mastering the art of setting the tone when she returns. You have to be the man who knows his worth. It's time to stop reacting emotionally and start responding strategically. Now, let's explore the game behind her return and how to handle it like the man who has learned to never settle. One, don't trust her return. Don't trust her return. That's not bitterness talking. That's clarity, the blessing of Stoicism. Just because she walked back into your life doesn't mean you should throw open the gates and roll out the red carpet. Be smarter than that. Be still. Be the modern Stoic, the man who understands that every action has roots, and hers may be tangled. When a woman leaves you, she doesn't do it on a whim. That exit came from somewhere: disappointment, discontent, or some silent calculation you'll never fully know. And when she comes back, it's not always because she misses your laugh or regrets the love. Sometimes it's comfort she's after. Sometimes it's convenient, and more often than not, it's control disguised as curiosity. You must ask the hard questions. Why now? Why not when you were broken and reaching out? Why not when your heart was wide open and she chose silence instead of support? A modern Stoic doesn't ignore these questions. He leans into them. Because the timing of her return is not romantic, it's suspicious. You've got to see it for what it is: a temperature check, not a reunion. A woman saying, "I was thinking about you," 6 months after she ghosted you, isn't being sentimental. She's being strategic. She's not offering her heart. She's checking if you'll still offer yours. Most men, good, honest men, fall into the trap here. They get caught up in the fantasy. They think this is her epiphany moment, her rom-com realization. But more often, it's just that the other guy didn't work out, or loneliness got louder, or she just wanted to know if your door was still cracked open. That's not love, that's ego. And if you're not careful, she'll walk through your door again, not to stay, but to stir things up and remind herself she still could. You must not let her confusion rewrite your value. That's the old Stoic speaking, the part of you that remembers pain and uses it as a teacher, not a drug. Stay calm. Do not reply in haste. Do not let memories of her skin overpower the memory of her silence. Be deliberate. Watch her actions. Let time expose her truth. Because a woman coming back doesn't mean she's transformed. It might just mean her options dried up. And you were always the safe bet she kept in the drawer. Don't play that role. You are not a fallback. You are not a consolation prize for someone else's bad decisions. A man rooted in the blessing of Stoicism never forgets how someone made him feel at his lowest, and he never allows that person to waltz back in without earning the right. The most dangerous thing you can do is confuse her return with your worth. Her coming back is not your victory. It is your test. It's not validation, it's temptation. And if you give her trust without proof, attention without boundaries, or your heart without questions, you will end up in the same story with the same ending. Be the man who pauses, who reflects, who does not chase echoes of what once was. That is the power of the modern Stoic. You don't owe her access. You owe yourself respect. Let her return be a warning, not a welcome. 2. Control the first conversation. She left, and now she's back. Maybe it's a message, maybe a random call, maybe she just wanted to check in. Whatever the method, don't miss the message behind the message. She's curious. Curious to see if the man she walked away from is still waiting, still wounded, still available. This isn't just contact, it's a test of your growth, your self-respect, and your emotional discipline. And here's the truth. You set the tone now. This first conversation is not a casual catch-up. It's not about memories or seeing where things go. It's a moment of quiet power, a turning point. The man who controls this conversation controls the frame. And if you're serious about living a Stoic life, you will not let that frame slip through your fingers. The biggest mistake men make in this moment, especially men who still carry unresolved feelings, is thinking, this is a second chance at love. It's not. It's a second chance at self-respect. The moment she reaches out, your instinct might be relief, excitement, hope. You might feel tempted to prove to her that you've changed, that you've grown, that you're still open to reconnecting. But Stoic lessons teach us something deeper. You don't need to prove anything to anyone who abandoned your loyalty. When she walked out, she gave up her place at the table. She gave up the right to your inner world. If you hand it back freely, if you spill your thoughts, open up too quickly, or act like the same man she left, then you're not growing, you're relapsing. Control is not loud, it's not flashy, it's quiet, firm, and grounded. In that first conversation, say less. Choose your words with the precision of a surgeon, not the desperation of a romantic. You don't need to talk about how much you've changed. Let her feel the difference in your tone, in your pace, in the silence between your sentences. That's what Stoicism looks like in real life. Your energy should say, I'm at peace, with or without you. Don't ask where she's been. Don't rehash old arguments. Don't try to get closure. You already gave it to yourself when you chose growth over grief. Men often make the fatal mistake of letting her steer the conversation. They think they're being polite, emotionally open, or romantic. In truth, they're handing back the reins to someone who already proved she could walk away. You must remember, you are not the same man anymore. If you've spent your time in solitude wisely, reflecting, reading, rebuilding, then now is when that inner transformation reveals itself. Every Stoic lesson you've internalized, every boundary you've strengthened, every ounce of self-control you've earned, it all comes down to this interaction. That doesn't mean you're cold, it means you're clear. You don't speak to impress or to please. You speak to communicate, briefly, calmly, on your terms. She'll notice the difference, not because you try to show her, but because you don't try at all. That's the beauty of the Stoic life. It doesn't beg for recognition, it just is. And when she feels that shift in you, when she sees that her return doesn't shake your center, you'll feel it too. Not a victory over her, but a victory over yourself, over the old patterns, over the need for validation, over the fear of being alone. Don't go backward in hopes of fixing what broke you. That's not strength, that's self-sabotage. Be still, be direct, be respectful, but unyielding. You owe her no emotional explanations. You owe her no emotional access. And if she doesn't like this new version of you, then she's not meant for this next chapter of your life. Remember, this isn't about playing games. This is about living with intention. Power is quiet. Confidence is unspoken. Growth doesn't need a spotlight. It simply walks into the room and changes the temperature. That first conversation, it's your moment to show, not with words, but with presence, that the man who was left behind no longer exists. Be the mountain, not the echo. Be the storm's eye, not the wave. Be stoic, not sentimental, because now you lead. And if you truly get this, drop a comment right now. I set the tone now. Like this video, hit subscribe for more modern Stoic wisdom. And remember, your silence, your calm, and your presence say more than any explanation ever could. Be the man who leads, not follows. 3. No instant access to you? When she comes back after walking away, do not give her instant access to you. Not your time, not your energy, not your emotions. That is the first test. That is the line you must draw, because access is power. The more you give it freely, the more she sees you as a man without boundaries, a man who forgets she left. You must remember that. She chose distance. She chose absence. You must let her feel the weight of that choice. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. She is not the event. Your reaction is the event. Be deliberate, be stoic, be unmoved." The average man rushes to reply. One text, and he's typing like a boy desperate to be seen again. She says, "I miss you," and he's already planning the next dinner. But here's the truth: she walked out. And if your response is to act like nothing happened, then you're teaching her that you are always just waiting. Waiting men don't command respect. They get tolerated. That's not where strength lives. That's where weakness hides. You don't owe her comfort. You owe yourself dignity. The moment you become instantly available again, you erase every lesson that should have been learned in her absence. And that's a betrayal, not of her, but of you. A man who lives by Stoic principles knows that emotions are to be acknowledged but not obeyed. You feel the pull, sure, the temptation, the rush of attention, but feelings aren't orders, they're tests. And a Stoic man does not flinch. You must not open up quickly. You must not share your heart too soon. Do not vent. Do not validate. Do not fall into the illusion that everything can go back to normal, because it can't, and it shouldn't. If she left, something broke, that has to be honoured. That has to be rebuilt. And rebuilding means she earns her way back, not walks in like nothing happened. That is discipline. That is self-respect. That is power. Let her feel the shift in your energy. Be slower to reply. Speak less. Reveal even less. You're not doing this out of spite. You're doing this because you now understand your value. You don't pause your life for people who proved they could live without it. You are not a comfort zone. You are a man with structure, mission, focus. You are not the same man she left. And if you are, she'll leave again. The difference must be obvious, not just in what you say, but in how you operate. She has to earn your presence now. Let that be clear. Let that be firm. Don't explain it. Don't justify it. Just live it. That is how you rebuild the frame. That is how you command respect. That is how you master life. Remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Your strength isn't in what you tell her. It's in what you show through action. Less talking, more boundaries, more focus, more silence. You're not here to convince anyone of your worth. You're here to protect it. That's what modern Stoic living demands. That's what a man with direction does. Don't be eager. Don't be available. Don't be emotional. Be disciplined. Be composed. Be stoic. That's the victory. That's life. That's the new you. 4. Test her intentions silently. Don't fall into the trap of words. Don't chase explanations. Don't ask, "Why are you back?" As that question alone gives away your power. Be smarter. Be still. Be the modern Stoic. You must understand this when a woman comes back after leaving. It's not your job to decode her with dialogue. It's your job to observe. Her intentions are not found in what she says, but in what she does when she thinks you're not watching. And you must be watching, quietly, calmly. That's your edge. That's the blessing of Stoicism. If you start asking for closure, pleading for clarity, or hoping for some emotional fairy tale about second chances, stop. You've already lost your footing. She's no longer being tested. You are. That kind of emotional openness is often just another invitation for her to slip back into control. And believe me, if she smells even a hint of desperation, you're back on the same hamster wheel she walked away from in the first place. So, what should you do instead? Be the quiet storm. Be unpredictable. Keep your plans loose. Your texts are minimal. Your emotions are flatlined. Not cold, just distant enough that she wonders if you're still reachable. That mystery is powerful. That distance is sacred. That, my friend, is old Stoic wisdom applied to modern chaos. You see, most women don't return with a fully formed plan. They come back unsure, curious, often testing you without even knowing it. They're scanning for signs. Does he still want me? Can I just walk back in? Is he still emotionally available? And if you answer all those questions without her asking, by being too welcoming, too open, too quick to explain or demand, then she doesn't have to work for anything. She doesn't even have to think. And that's when the game starts again, and you're right back where she left you, emotionally exposed, silently frustrated, confused about her mixed signals. Don't let that happen. Don't fill in the silence. Don't give her clarity before she earns it. Be a man who values his peace more than her presence. Be a man who knows that sometimes the best answer is no answer. That doesn't mean ghosting, it means restraint. The modern Stoic doesn't ignore. He simply doesn't perform. He listens without reacting. He watches without needing. He waits without attachment. This is the blessing of Stoicism. You don't need her validation to trust your gut. You don't need her explanations to move forward. You don't need a return to the past when you've already made peace with it. If she's serious, she'll show it through consistency, not confessions, through action, not apologies, through patience, not pressure. And only time can reveal that. Time where you are not trying to force an outcome, but letting the truth unfold. Be the man she has to earn this time. Be the steady flame, not the wildfire. Let your silence be your standard. Let your distance speak your worth. And let her realize, in your calm, that she's not just walking back into your life, she's being re-evaluated. That's how the modern Stoic plays it. That's how the old Stoic would approve. Be the storm that never has to roar. Just watch, just wait. And never, ever chase what already left you once. If you found this powerful, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more grounded wisdom from the modern Stoic. Comment to remember, silence is strength, not surrender. 5. Keep your options open when she comes back. When a woman who once left suddenly reappears in your life, the worst thing you can do is immediately shut every other door and treat her return like some grand event. Just because she reaches out doesn't mean she deserves exclusivity. Just because she shows interest again doesn't mean she's committed. This is where Stoicism becomes your ally. A man living the Stoic life doesn't act out of emotion or fantasy. He acts out of principle and reason. Remember, she chose to leave. And now that she's come back, you have every right, no, the responsibility to protect your peace and keep your options open. Too many men, especially those with tender hearts and loyal souls, slip into tunnel vision the moment she sends a signal. They cancel plans, stop seeing other women, clear the table, and place her right back at the center. That's not strength, that's surrender. And surrendering to someone who hasn't earned her way back into your life isn't romantic, it's reckless. A modern Stoic understands that freedom is power. This doesn't mean you're being disrespectful or playing childish games. It means you're living with intention. You're showing her, and yourself, that your life didn't stop when she walked out, and it won't pause now just because she wants to walk back in. There is something deeply powerful about a man who doesn't put a woman on a pedestal, who remains calm and collected, with his attention still focused on his goals, his time, and yes, even his romantic options. That man doesn't chase, he chooses, and that, in itself, is a Stoic lesson worth learning. You are under no obligation to hand her the crown just because she's back in the kingdom. Let her prove herself. Let her earn your trust again, inch by inch, not through words or nostalgia, but through real consistency. You must resist the urge to throw yourself back into the fantasy of what was. That's not Stoicism, that's sentimentality. And sentimentality, when left unchecked, will blind you. Move with freedom, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. The Stoic life is not about cold attachment, it's about clear judgment. You don't owe anyone instant access to the empire you've been building in their absence. At the core of it, you must understand this, you are the prize too. It's not arrogance, it's the truth. If she wants to come back into your life, she has to walk the long road like anyone else. No shortcuts, no special treatment. You've learned, you've grown, you've endured. That alone makes you dangerous in the best way possible. A man who doesn't crumble when the past comes knocking, who holds firm to his values and keeps his options open, not as a tactic, but as a reflection of his self-worth, is a man rooted in Stoic strength. Let her return? Sure, but never let it cost you the hard-earned clarity you found in her absence. 6. Make her earn you. When a woman comes back after leaving you, don't rush to open the door like nothing ever happened. Don't be so eager to fall back into old habits. Make her earn you. That's not cold. That's clarity. That's strength. That's Stoic. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And being one means holding your ground. It means remembering your worth. She left? That's a fact. Whether she had a good reason or not is irrelevant. What matters now is not what she says, but what she proves. If she walks away once, the door doesn't swing back open without effort, without change, without action, because love without loyalty is just a transaction. You're not here to be convenient. You're here to be respected. And respect must be earned. Don't chase validation. Don't fall into comfort. Make her earn your time, your presence, your trust. That's how you reclaim control. That's how you honor your own values. The Stoic path, rooted in discipline and reason, reminds us not to be ruled by emotions or desires. You want to feel good again. That's human. But feelings without judgment lead to chaos. The Stoic principles say, observe reality, respond with reason. This is modern life, fast-paced, emotional, chaotic, and that's exactly why your decisions must be clear, firm and rooted in truth. You've evolved since she left, or you should have, and if you haven't yet, now's the time to rise. You are not who you were, and she must prove she sees that. Make her show up with action, not words. Make her do the work, the same way you've been doing it on yourself. Let this be your mindset. You're not angry. You're not bitter. You're just done handing out unearned access. You don't restart a chapter without rewriting the story. That's what mastery looks like. That's what strength looks like. Don't let nostalgia cloud your vision. Don't let loneliness drive your decisions. That's a weakness. You're not here to go back. You're here to go forward. Victory isn't taking her back. Victory is choosing what serves your future, not your past. Make her earn you because you're not disposable, because you're not desperate, because you are finally a man who values peace over panic, progress over pain, self-respect over second chances that haven't been earned. Let her show she sees your worth. Let her invest. Let her pursue it. That's not punishment. That's balance. That's Stoic power. As Epictetus taught, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Don't imagine she's changed. Make her prove it. Don't be swayed by sweet words or old emotions. Let her actions be the evidence. Hold the line. Be still. Be sharp. Be sovereign. This isn't about revenge. It's about standards. And when you set them, you don't move them for anyone who left. Remember your time, your attention, your love. These are gifts, sacred, rare. Let her earn the privilege again. If she truly wants you, she'll rise to meet you. That's the only way this works. That's the modern Stoic way. That's what Marcus Aurelius would expect of you. Choose strength. Choose clarity. Choose mastery. Make her earn you. And if you feel this truth in your bones, drop it in the comments right now. She has to earn me, nothing less. Like this video, subscribe for more grounded, modern Stoic wisdom, and remember, your value doesn't lower just because someone couldn't see it the first time. 7. Never go back to the old you. Don't fool yourself. When a woman comes back after leaving you, it's not an invitation to press rewind, it's a test of who you've become. The biggest trap for men, especially those waking up to the blessing of Stoicism, is thinking they can pick up where they left off. That somehow, she'll slide back into your world, and you'll both just get back to normal. But what was normal? You chasing her approval. Are you compromising your values to keep her calm? You walk on eggshells, silencing your needs just to avoid a fight. That old version of you wasn't strong. It was soft. It wasn't love. It was survival. Don't go back to him. That man is why she left. Now hear this. She didn't fall for you again because you stayed the same. She's back because something about you feels different. Maybe it's your silence, your steadiness, that cool, calm presence you've rebuilt through the fire. If you've been practicing the modern Stoic mindset, choosing reason over reaction, strength over softness, then let that version of you speak loud and clear without ever raising your voice. Let your posture, your decisions, your discipline show her that you're no longer a man who dances for breadcrumbs. You're not the man who breaks at the sight of a tear or folds when affection is withheld. You've evolved. And evolution doesn't do U-turns. Be clear, regression is the enemy. Don't romanticize the past. That's nostalgia doing push-ups with your pride. She left. You hurt, but you healed. The wound taught you more than she ever could. If she walks through your door again, and you instantly become the man she left, then she was right to go in the first place. You must stand firm, not to punish her, but to protect you. Because the old Stoic knew this, a man who masters himself becomes immune to being mastered by others. This is about progress. This is about power. This is about you being so centered that whether she stays or walks again, it no longer shakes your foundation. Don't entertain familiar chaos for the comfort of her company. Don't shrink to make her feel big. And don't ever beg for what you've outgrown. Be the man who holds the door open, not because you want her back, but because you're unmoved either way. Let your actions say, I'll welcome peace, but I won't welcome my own undoing. A modern Stoic doesn't live in fear of rejection. He honors truth. He honors himself. If she recognizes your worth now, good. If not, that's good too. Because this time, your value isn't for debate. It's lived, not performed. She may come back, but you don't go back. That's the rule. That's the line. And real growth, real masculine growth, it never negotiates with the past. Stay unmoved. Stay rebuilt. Stay you, but only the version you fought to become. 8. Don't seek validation from her. So, she left. She walked out, closed the door behind her, and vanished into a life that didn't include you. And now, look at that. She's back. She sends a text, or calls. Maybe she shows up with that half-nervous, half-sweet look, like a cat that wandered too far from home and wants back in before the storm. But here's the catch. Don't ask her why. Don't beg for the story. Don't seek validation. A Stoic life demands more of you. You're not here to audition for love. You're not a museum exhibit, hoping she finally sees your worth. And if you are still craving that recognition, brother, you're not ready. That's not judgment. That's clarity. Stoicism 101. Know thyself first. When you lean on someone else to validate your worth, you hand them the keys to your peace. If she needs to say, I'm sorry, I see now, or I made a mistake for you to feel whole, then you're building your confidence on sand, and sand doesn't hold. A man living the Stoic life knows this true confidence comes from within. From the long nights you weathered alone, from the mornings you showed up for yourself when no one else did, not from her voice, not from her eyes, not from her so-called epiphany. And let's be honest, that epiphany, it might not even be real. She may tell you what she thinks you want to hear, not because she's evil, but because people want to be accepted. And the easiest way to get accepted is to play the part. She's acting out a scene. You wrote the script. She's just performing. Don't be seduced by the theatre. Be the audience. Watch carefully. Don't listen to her words. Observe her actions. Is she showing up differently? Is she consistent? Calm? Honest? Even when it's uncomfortable? Does she bring peace instead of drama? Or is she simply drawn to the warmth of a man who won't close the door on her? You must be a gatekeeper, not a doormat. If she returns, great. That's her choice. But whether she stays, that's yours. A Stoic lesson worth remembering. Don't give people credit for coming back. Give them credit when they come back right. A modern Stoic man doesn't bend to flattery or emotional acrobatics. He doesn't perform for affection. He lives in alignment with his values. He chooses who gets access to his life, not based on nostalgia or guilt or hope, but based on present reality. Let her prove herself by how she lives, not by how she talks. Let her show, not tell. And you be unmoved. Be kind, but clear. Open-hearted, but not open-doored. This is what living a Stoic life looks like in love. You are not a rescue mission. You are not a backup plan. You are not a man waiting for a woman to wake up and see his worth. You already know it, and that's the point. If you found this message empowering, like the video, share it with a brother who needs this reminder, and don't forget to subscribe for more grounded, Stoic wisdom. Comment to remember, my worth comes from within, I don't need validation. Drop that in the comments to affirm your strength and keep the conversation going. Stay grounded, stay high value. 9. Don't give her the right to redefine the relationship. Don't give her the right to redefine the relationship, ever. When a woman comes back after leaving you, she may offer half-committed phrases like, "Let's take it slow," "I don't want to label things too soon," or "Let's just see where this goes." Don't fall for it. That's not love, that's avoidance. That's a strategy to keep you emotionally invested while she stays emotionally distant. A real man, a Stoic man, doesn't allow anyone to play games with his time, heart, or purpose. You must set the terms now. You must decide if the relationship is even worth restarting. If it is, you determine the boundaries, pace, and direction. Not her, not anymore. This is the mindset of the modern Stoic. Controlled, clear, decisive. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Her leaving wasn't the end. It was a test. Her return isn't a victory. It's another test. And now you must pass it with Stoic principles. Don't let your desire for closure cloud your vision. Don't let comfort lead you back into chaos. Stand tall. Stand clear. Let her know vague talk, undefined roles, and emotional hedging will not be tolerated. Either she rises to your new standard, or she's unworthy of the man you've become. The Stoic path is about inner strength, not outer approval. You must remember who you are now, a man who endured abandonment, rebuilt, and mastered his own mind. You are no longer begging for connection. You are choosing from strength. Let her prove herself this time. Let her earn you back, not with words, but with action, consistency, and transparency. Anything less is unacceptable. This is modern life, where strength and clarity matter more than ever. You don't negotiate with confusion. You don't walk into storms hoping they pass. You build shelter. You fortify your mind. You lead with purpose. This is your life. Take command. Be the mountain, not the leaf in the wind. If she returns with uncertainty, return with clarity. If she returns with hesitation, return with standards. That is Stoicism in action. That is your power. That is victory. Never forget. Marcus Aurelius didn't flinch in chaos. Neither should you. Lead your life by Stoic principles. Set the terms, or walk away. In either path, you win. And that's it for today. Fellas, if you found this video helpful or thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more straight-talking content from the Modern Stoic. Got thoughts, questions, or even a different take on this topic? I'd love to hear it. Drop your comments below. I read them all, and the discussion always adds more depth to these conversations. Remember when she comes back. It's not just about her decision. It's about your standard. Stay calm, stay grounded, and above all, stay true to yourself. Until next time, take care and stay sharp.